Hello everyone, this is Saurabh, and today I'm going to solve the daily code problem as always. And today's problem is medium mount, so I'm going to set a time limit of 40 minutes and let's check whether I'm able to solve it under 40 minutes or not. And you can believe me that I have never solved this problem, so let's try together. At the timer is at 5, so I will try till 45 at max, and let's see whether I'm able to solve it or not. And the motivation behind solving this question, I like solving questions under time and checking my ability. Okay, so let's read the problem. The problem is construct product matrix. Okay, so we are given a zero index 2D integer matrix, that is grid. Okay, of size and cross n, we defined a zero index 2D matrix P of size n cross m as the product matrix of grid in the following condition is met. So each element Pij is calculated as the product of all elements in grid except for the element grid ij. This product is then taken modulo with this number. Okay, return the product matrix of grid. So we have given a grid and we have to return the product matrix of that grid. So what I have to do is, we are given a zero index grid matrix. Okay, and I have to return P product matrix as the product matrix of grid. The condition used is that each element Pij is calculated as the product of all elements in the grid except for the element grid ij. This product is taken in modulo. If according to question, we just have to make sure that every element should be multiplied but except that index element where we are making that. So I think this is, we can try extreme brute force and let's check first that. So this would be the row size and then this would be column. Okay, and we have to return a product matrix. Let's mark it as answer of n and okay, m initially filled all with 0. Okay, so I will traverse in the my given array or 2D matrix and for each column and for every element we should have the product, so we can separately calculate all the product of array and divide with the current element. So let me first calculate the overall product. So there is a product initially has 1, it should be 1. Okay, so let me go for all the elements first. Then what I will do is I will calculate the product for each element. Okay, so now I have all the product, and now I will do what is, I will in answer ij I will do what, just product and divide it by the current element, and I think this logic should work fine. And finally we return our answer. Let's check it. Second goes wrong, our output is this but the actual answer is this. Explanation is P00 01 into 02, that is first is our correct, and for second, oh, we have to take the modulo also. Sorry. So this will be the element finally, and we take modulo with 1 2 3 4 5. Now check it. Public test cases are passed. Let's test it for all. So some memory limit, signed integer overflow. So I think we can go with the long. Let's check it for this here. Passes, no again, submit it. Again something. Signed integer overflow. So we are getting continuously overflow. Can I do as each step this thing or not? I think so. Let's test it. We can't. Okay. So here we are multiplying, and when we take the modulo, it becomes 0. The multiplication will come here as these two are multiplying here, and if we take the modulo, we get something like 0, and here divide with grid. So the brute force is not working. We have to think something else. And what that could be. As it is medium marked, I already know there is something that is not yet known. Grid I will be 10 to the power 9. Okay. Here we have to play with this modulo, I think. What can be done? We have to construct a product matrix, and we have to multiply all the elements and divide with the current element, because we have to accept that element. Construct product matrix. First we have to divide, then take the modulo. Is it any special number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? The issue we are getting in this product, as we have to return an integer. That means we should not multiply that element. That causing the issue. And keep modulo. This is the overall product. Overall product. If we before dividing do modulo, then the answer will be changed. Let's check what the effect is coming with this. Every time I take modulo and make sure the answer should lie below this number. So what happens is, for first element we are taking all the elements, okay, and finally when taking the modulo, and I before divided I take the modulo and it changes the answer to 0. So what if I do one step more outputs? Now I will calculate for each ij the whole. Then let's see what will happen. That is going to be hilarious. So we have an integer product for each array, that will be 1, and we will traverse in the whole array like that. Something like we can start with something like a0 to a less than m, a plus plus, and b and 0, b less than m, b plus plus. And if a is equal to I and b equal to j, then don't include it. Otherwise, take all in our product. Okay. So come A and B, and every time you calculate the product, take the modulo. I think this should work fine. Let's check it. Oh, let me return. Now at this stage I have the product, and I will mark in answer ij this product. All passes. Let me submit it. Something again, integer overflow. Even I can't multiply here. No problem, no problem. Do modulo everywhere. Don't go like this. Come like here. Here will be a product. Take a modulo. Then there is a multiplication. Take modulo here also. Is it going to work? It should work. Let me use this. Okay. submit. Now it should be time limit exceeded. There is a TIE for 2 test cases. Now we have to optimize it. Mm-hmm. 4 for loops cannot be acceptable. How to optimize this? I have to somehow pre-calculate this product. Pre-calculation. We have to do pre-calculation for this product. Given. We have to use modulo and divide, both causing issues. If we pre-calculate, we can accept first element. Okay. And for the second, we have to accept this. We can divide by 2. We can multiply and divide. For this, if I pre-calculate by accepting by not taking the first element at first time, there will be 2 in our product. This should be the answer. And when we go to this place, I will include this and exclude this. First I will divide by 2, but the product is already being modulo 1 2 3 4 5, so I think I should not divide. In this question, one should have a proper knowledge of modulo. Half times have gone. Mm, mm, mm. If I do pre-calculation, without pre-calculation, the time complexity will become very huge. And we also have to limit the answer within this number. Let me just plug in my PC. So the problem is we have given an 2D array in which, with the help of the 2D array, we have to make another 2D array that will, in that 2D array, each element will be the product of all element from the previous array except that position element in which we are working. And after that, when we calculate all the when we calculated or we have calculated all the product excepting that one element, then we have to take the modulo with this number 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, if we already not consider that element in our product, then we can take modulo with each element if we not have to divide. But if we have to divide, then we cannot take modulo before. This will change the answer according to me. So we just, and according to constraints we have to take modulo at each steps. Then we just have to ignore that element, but we can do it only for one index, one element, if we pre-calculate. Can we do it for a row or a column, something else? Hmm. There must be a solution, and the solution is existing. We just have to think in that direction. We have to avoid that element if we take modulo at each step. There are multiple elements. Suppose for first, let us consider that we have excluded this. We excluded this and take every element with modulo. This would be the first answer. Then for second, can we anyhow exclude this and get this into the product with the previous result? And the answer is this: 2 modulo, 3 modulo, 4 modulo. That will be equivalent to all product into whole modulo. Next time I want that this 2 should not be considered and this 1 should be considered in the product. So what I will do is I will divide by 2 and multiply by 1. But we have the result. Can we somehow get the previous thing? I am getting an idea. Can I, before doing anything, make all elements of this grid modulo 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Because at the end, in the result, we have to take the modulos. I think so. I can. This should work. Let me check this. What I will do is I will make something like this. For all grid ij element, I am taking the modulo. Okay. And after that, I can pre-calculate now this time. Yeah, we can check it. If I do product multiply equal grid ij, now what happens is, if we do this product, that is the overall product, if we make the elements will be product excluding grid ij. Let's check. Division by 0 is not possible. Division by 0 is not possible. So when this condition will occur, we have 0, we have 2, we have 1. As 1 is 0, we will not consider that. What I can do is, if grid ij might be 0 or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, this will be greater than 1 always. So if grid ij modulo 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 will not equal to 0, then only I will multiply it. Sorry. We have to do this in this. I will not take your modulo. Or suppose I have taken the modulo, and if you are not equal to 0, if this element is not 0, then only I will multiply you in the product. So if my grid ij is not equal to 0, then I will do like this, and the else case I will just store the product. There are wrong results. Here comes the 2. Now 2 and the 2. Expected is 0 here. Expected is 0. Here the expectation is 0. Only 5 minutes left, 4 minutes left. I have to do something fast. Here expectation is 0. And what happens is I have made this 0. For this I have to multiply with this. And the answer should be 0. If in the grid anyone is the multiply of this element, then accept that everyone should be 0. Yes. But if there are two elements, then everyone will be 0. There are only one element. Then what happens what happens? Everyone will become 0 and you will become that. So let me have an extra case account. So I will do something like this as always. Okay, and I will handle that case in before. So if any time my grid ij is 0, then I will do count plus plus. Okay, so if my count is greater than 1, then everyone will be 0 and I will return the answer as empty. And if count is equal to 1, then I have to be worried about the multiplication should be if grid ij is not equal to 0, and there will be a product. Let me take the indexes also. Int first and second. Okay, so if you are 0, then I will do count plus plus, and first should be I and second should be j. Now I will mark the answer first and second to the product, and everyone will be 0 and I will return the answer here. Now what will happen? Third one will fail. Something like minus is coming, but we are not taking modulos. Now we are not multiplying with this value. We can do something like product equal. I have to divide also here. So in division, as everything is already modulo, let me just do a final check. Product modulo 1 2 3 4 5 into grid modulo 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, and also I will do is product modulo equal 1 2 3 4 5. Now let me check it. 5 4 3 2 1. Time up. I'm getting different answers. These something are correct and something are changed. How things are becoming in negative there, as we have to divide with the grid. I have to divide with the grid ij. Okay, Now I handle the zero case, so don't need for this. Wait a minute. I can do is final. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As we have to divide it with, then we should not do that. Just product multiply equal grade ij. All passed. Oh wow. Let me submit it. Again, sign integer overflow. This pre-calculations. Every element is under 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. Here, just give me 2-3 minutes more. As every element is under, okay. The number is getting very big. Grid ij, and grid ij is the modulo 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And when we multiply 2, this getting, here all elements are already under that. So when we are multiplying with that product with the grid ij, it is becoming very huge number. एक minute, wait. Here integer overflow. This will not be done. Use this. We are making the calculation in the long. This cannot be represented in time long. Oh yeah. If I take modulo, then we cannot divide further. Okay, then I am not able to solve this question. Let's try next let's meet next with new problem. Okay, then bye.